Hello, this is Point Trippers. My husband and our son boarded the night bus to Luxor. They sat in the front row on the upper deck, drifting in and out of sleep while occasionally admiring the scenery outside. The bus departed from Cairo, the capital city, and sped along a highway with no streetlights. Along the way, it made an unexplained stop right in the middle of the highway and also paused at a rest area. The sunrise signals that they're getting close to their destination. When the paved road turns into an unpaved one, it means they're almost in Luxor. Luxor, once known as Thebes, was the capital of ancient Egypt's new kingdom. With the Karnak Temple, Luxor Temple, and countless other ancient sites, it's known as an open-air museum and is a place steeped in history. Nearby is the Valley of the Kings, where many pharaohs, including Tutankhamun, are buried. Today, travelers from all over the world visit to witness these ancient wonders firsthand. A city where the traces of antiquity remain intact. That's Luxor. They arrived off the bus at 8 a.m. First, they headed to a hotel about 15 minutes away by taxi. They negotiated the fare down to 100 Egyptian pounds, about $2. The taxi driver tried hard to sell them some travel packages. But, sorry, these two guys already had a schedule booked through Expedia. They used Expedia One Key Cash, which we got when opening an Expedia card, to reserve all their Luxor travel plans. So, at 9 a.m., a driver was scheduled to pick them up in the hotel lobby for a tour of Luxor. They stayed at the Hilton Luxor Resort for 2 nights. Again, they booked the most basic room for 30,000 points per night, totaling 60,000 points. The basic rooms have either 1 king-size bed or 2 twin beds. And the view is toward the hotel grounds, not the Nile. A room 1 tier up offers a partial Nile view, and the highest tier gives a full Nile view. Breakfast is included, but unlike in Cairo or Alexandria, there's no executive lounge. Gold members, however, get free drinks at the hotel bar. Even though it was just after 8 a.m., they were lucky to get an early check-in. To top it off, their room was upgraded to one with a slight view of the Nile. This is fantastic for a free stay. At 9 a.m., their driver arrived at the hotel to pick them up. The Expedia package they booked is an 8-hour tour of Luxor's main attractions. The price is $12 per person, totaling $24. And again, they used Expedia One Key Cash, so it's essentially free. If you pay more, you can add a guide or choose an all-inclusive package that covers entrance fees. But they have an AI guide. They just ask, "Can you explain this place?" and listen to the audio description while exploring. Since my son gets a 50% student discount on entrance fees, there was no need to pay extra for an all-inclusive package. Still, they prepared a $10 tip for the driver. Luxor is divided by the Nile into the west and east banks. The west bank, where the sun sets, is associated with tombs and the afterlife, while the east bank, where the sun rises, is home to temples. So, they planned to spend the morning on the west bank at the Valley of the Kings, the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut, and the famous Memnon Colossi, then cross back to the east bank for the Karnak and Luxor temples. Their first stop is the Valley of the Kings. This is the legendary burial site of ancient Egyptian kings, and a place once targeted by countless tomb raiders. Admission is a bit pricey, £750 for adults, $375 for students, about $22. This covers entry to 3 tombs out of more than 60. Some famous tombs require extra payment. They paid an additional 1,050 Egyptian pounds, which is about $21, to visit Tutankhamun's tomb. So, entrance fees alone cost $43, plus $1 for the electric cart to the tombs. With the rest of the itinerary, it seems like they'll exceed their $500 budget soon. But that's okay. I have a secret weapon to cover all the cash spendings. Tombs in the Valley of the Kings are systematically managed with KV numbers. They had already decided which tombs to visit. They chose the tomb of Ramses IX, also known as KV6, the tomb of Ramses III, also known as KV11, and the joint tomb of Tausert and Setnacht, also known as KV14. Most royal tombs have suffered from looting, but the wall paintings, carvings, and sarcophagi are still well preserved. It's amazing to think these were made over 3,000 years ago. Tutankhamun's tomb, KV62, is famous because it was discovered almost intact in 1922. Golden treasures, jewelry, and the iconic gold mask were unearthed, a major achievement in 20th century archaeology. Tutankhamun's actual mummy is still inside the tomb. Next stop is the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut. They spent $14 on admission and the electric cart. This temple was built by Hatshepsut, one of ancient Egypt's first female pharaohs, for her own burial. Its three-level terrace, carved into the cliffs, is impressive. Its grand scale and beautiful symmetry make it one of the masterpieces of ancient Egyptian architecture. Next up are the Memnon Colossi. These two massive statues once guarded the entrance to Amenhotep III's mortuary temple. Standing in the middle of the desert, they are quite a sight. There's no admission fee here. Now, they cross the Nile to the Karnak Temple. Karnak is the largest temple complex of ancient Egypt. It was expanded and improved by many pharaohs over more than 2,000 years. Admission is $18. The forest of giant columns is breathtaking, and you can also see the pointed stone towers called obelisks. It's hard to believe people built these structures thousands of years ago. They planned to visit Luxor Temple next, but it was already past 1:30 p.m. They stayed with the driver until Luxor Temple, then had lunch at a rooftop restaurant with a view of the temple. They ordered curry and cheese pasta for $14. They seemed a bit tired. The sun was strong and the weather was very hot. They decided to visit Luxor Temple the next day and headed back to the hotel for some relaxation. They took a taxi for $1. The Hilton is a true resort with a large swimming pool. They enjoyed swimming and took a walk along the Nile. Dinner was room service. Luxor has a completely different charm compared to Cairo, Alexandria, or Giza. And so, another long day in Luxor comes to an end. This was Point Trippers.